Go.
Alright. So does anyone here know how to drive a manual transmission vehicle?
I do.
No, do you enjoy it?
Yes.
Now, for those who have never driven one, why not? Well, today I'm going to tell you why you should learn. And the main reasons are going to be safety, reliability, and fun. Now, as far as safety goes, you never know when you might need to know how to drive a manual transmission vehicle. And such emergency situations might include like either the driver that you're driving with becomes incapacitated or falls asleep at the wheel or is drunk and you want to drive home. And another just in case moment would be if you're driving abroad. Most other countries do not have the amount of automatic transmission vehicles as we have in the United States. In the United States, we have over 90% automatic transmission vehicles sold for the past several years. Now, another thing that makes these vehicles more safe is the amount of control you get with these vehicles. And especially if you're driving a truck, you have more control with your towing, you have more control going up hills, and you also have what's called engine braking. What engine braking is that instead of you using just your brakes to slow down in the vehicle, you also use the gears, in which case you downshift and the engine will automatically start slowing down in addition to your braking. And also, another safety tip, another safety thing with the vehicles is that there's going to be less distractions available to you, such as cell phones or eating or reading or makeup, because you just simply can't do that because you need to have both hands active while you're driving. And unfortunately, in the United States, it actually works as sort of a anti-theft device, just because so few people actually know how to drive them reliably. And another big reason as to why you might want to learn is that the cars are more reliable, and in more ways than not. And so to begin, they are definitely cheaper to buy initially, and especially in older cars, they can cost up to $1,000 less to purchase than their automatic counterparts. Mainly when they come standard as an option, and they are cheap. They are much easier to maintain, as there's more than 100 less parts in a manual transmission than automatic transmission, and to replace one costs over $1,000 less if you ever need to. Another reliable thing about them is that you can clutch start the vehicle. And what that is that if your battery is dead, instead of having to jump start your car, which might not be available if no one's passing by, what you do is you get the car rolling and you jump in the car and dump your clutch, and this will cause the engine to turn over, and then you immediately put the clutch back down and the car will start without using your jumper cables. So that's obviously a very important factor right there. Just that in itself, if you ever get stuck with a dead battery, that's a big reason why you might want to have a clutch starting vehicle. And many of you college students are going to have late 90s, early 2000 cars, and in those cars, the automatic transmissions are very, very inefficient, and this actually allows for better gas mileage in older manual transmission vehicles. Now, today's cars, they often use like 7, 8, 9-speed automatics, so they are not quite as efficient as they used to be. The manual transmissions are no longer more efficient than the automatics, but they used to be. And I would say that the majority of you probably own older cars, in which case this is totally true. The manuals are definitely going to save you on gas. And the final, and in my opinion, the most important part of this vehicle, well, okay, here's some statistics showing Consumer Reports findings on better gas mileages, even in modern cars. Okay, moving on to the most important reason for me, and that is fun. These vehicles, in many cases, the majority of cases, I would even go out to say, and Consumer Reports agrees with me, and Car and Driver agrees with me, that manual transmission cars are just more fun. They are just more fun than their automatic transmission counterparts. In that, people get that feeling of being in control of the vehicle that you just don't get with the automatics. You develop almost a relationship between machine and man, between your car and yourself. And in most cases, especially in the older cars, you get much better performance out of your car. Because oftentimes the vehicles equipped with the manual transmission have shorter gear ratios, which allows for a more just entertaining and shifting experience. And if you notice all these cars, the cars in this particular slide, is that except for the drag racing, which is on the right, so for drifting on the bottom and for rallying on the top left, you are required to drive a manual transmission vehicle to even participate in these events. And especially if you get into drifting, there's no way to drift without a manual transmission vehicle, and you're missing out on a lot of fun if you do not know how to do this. And don't give the Europeans and the Asians the reason to make fun of you, because they all drive the manual transmission vehicles and they make fun of